From maneuvering the ball with their elbows, to forgetting about HIV and coming back from retirement to play, here are some of the most magical and rewatched moments from the NBA All-Star Weekend. And first is Gerald Green's failed birthday wish. The NBA star lost the 2008 dunk competition, even though he hit the mind-melting birthday cake slam. This happened due to the more well-liked Dwight Howard winning the fan vote in the finals. Not only this, but with his shoes thrown off, he also performed a between-the-legs dunk, which should have driven the spectators crazy. Instead, the reaction he got was far from ecstatic. Perhaps the dunks were too obscure, or perhaps a player winning the dunk competition while wearing socks would have put all the NBA shoe sponsors in jeopardy. Whatever the reasoning was, Green was at a loss for words, as he didn't seem to have won the hearts of the crowd with his skills, resulting in his loss. Here, the crowd was against him because he wasn't too impressive, but this next guy was so good that the fans in attendance booed him like crazy. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant. The Black Mamba got the opportunity to play in front of a home crowd at the All-Star game.
Sold 6'6". Oh!
Yes. But look at his style, look at his rhythm, check out the way.
As he was both born and had been partially raised in Philadelphia. But the Philadelphia 76ers had just lost to his Lakers in the NBA Finals, and the Philly fans certainly let him know how they felt about it. After the game, Kobe recounted how hurt he had been because of the crowd's jeers at him. He said that he was very upset by the crowd's comments, as he had just wanted to go out there and play hard. And play hard he certainly did, as although the NBA star found it unpleasant to recall the taunts aimed at him, his performance certainly hushed the critics. Bryant scored 31 points and dished out 5 assists to lead the West to a 135-120 victory, earning the first of his 4 All-Star Game MVP awards. Speaking of Kobe Bryant, the next unforgettable All-Star weekend came in honor of the late superstar. Only 3 weeks after Kobe and his daughter had passed away, the NBA had made sure to give Bryant special recognition throughout the 2020 All-Star Game. This included the numbers worn by the two sides. Team Giannis's number 2 and Team LeBron's number 24. The All-Stars also paid homage to Kobe's Mamba mentality with a spirited fourth quarter that employed the Elam ending. Under this system, teams played until they reached a final score rather than the completion of 48 minutes. The game finished somewhat unexpectedly, with Anthony Davis's winning free throws after a string of strong defensive stops.
Oh, Team LeBron has won it.
But overall, it was a competitive, passionate evening of basketball. In addition to honoring Bryant, there was an 8-second moment of silence.
They will take a 24-second violation. Each team will do so.
And video tributes before and after the game. Though, while this was kind of a sad moment, this next wasn't, because Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dion Waiters did their best to make the crowd cheer.
From the field, that's his first three-pointer of the night.
Right back
Hardaway looking to answer, and he does!
The 2014 Rising Stars Challenge saw an excellent performance by Hardaway and Waiters. They went shot for nearly a 90-second period, making some absurdly long threes and turning the game into a one-on-one contest. Regarding the match, Hardaway remarked that they were just trying to do an excellent job of simply getting the crowd interested. They certainly accomplished what they'd set out for, as the crowd went wild for their moves. They continued to explain that it was sort of quiet in the court, so they just wanted to start a little one-on-one conflict here and there to spice things up, and the one-on-one standoff worked like a charm on the crowd. Which reminds me, when I talk about face-offs, I certainly can't forget the next memorable moment in the NBA All-Star Weekend. Yep, I'm talking about when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon faced off in the 2016 dunk contest. Even though you could argue that Gordon, who was more creative with his moves, was wrong. LaVine's dunks were just pure athleticism and power, with a little bit of ingenuity on top. Well, how else can you explain how it's possible that LaVine managed to make a huge under-the-legs dunk off a handoff provided by a rotating mascot on a hoverboard? Imagine seeing that live. More than that, imagine trying to do that yourself, and people still expected him to lose? The star then triumphed in overtime, as Dikembe Mutombo gave Gordon only 9 out of 10 on the dunk. He returned later in 2020 with a lot of noise. Only to lose a dunk-off when Dwayne Wade gave him a 9 on the Taco Fall dunk.
Fall, who is 7'5". You
But at least Gordon tried his best, unlike this next guy. I mean, Chris Anderson promised his best in the dunk performance, and he ended up doing the opposite of it. He had failed to dunk so many times, it became funny, as he failed when J.R. Smith passed to him, missed dunks when he passed to himself, and even botched the ball to J.R. It nearly took the NBA star around 9 attempts to complete his first dunk. It then also took him nearly another 6 to complete his second one. His dunks were so awful that the NBA created a regulation against him. I know how that sounds, but I swear it's true. As a result of his performance, the NBA instituted a time limit. Amari Stoudemire and champion Josh Smith put on 2 outstanding dunk performances that were overshadowed by Birdman's performance. When talking about being overshadowed, I'm immediately reminded of one person, and that's Shaquille O'Neal. Despite having a tremendous amount of success together as Lakers teammates, Kobe Bryant and O'Neal actually hated each other for a while. The 4-time champ left as a result of this, and the conflict persisted for a long time, but their relationship was mended thanks to the 2009 All-Star Game. With Phil Jackson serving as the team's coach, Kobe and Shaq got back together on the floor to help the West win 146-119. Shaq recorded 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in what would be his final All-Star appearance, while Kobe amassed 27 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Bryant recalled that the whole affair was quite enjoyable, which included his partnership with O'Neal. They split the MVP awards and left a well-received message that the feud would end. Phil had diagrammed a couple of plays for the pair to play a 2-man game together again. Quite creative, I must say. When giving creativity credit, I can't miss out on one of the most ingenious passes in NBA history. This pass was made by none other than Jason Williams. White Chocolate faked a behind-the-back pass, but had actually used his elbow to deflect the ball. The pass at first looked to defy physics, given the camera position. Raef LaFrentz pushing through the contact for a 1 would have been the lone improvement on the move. The elbow pass was then later reinstated by Williams in the 2017 Celebrity Game.
From downtown. Oh, there it is. There it is. We were waiting on this.
That's what we wanted.
Williams must have thought such a good move couldn't just be left to retire, and NBA must have been thinking along the same lines when they brought Magic Johnson back. In 1991, the former star received an HIV diagnosis and immediately left the NBA. When the fans elected Johnson to start the All-Star Game in Orlando, he finally got the chance to bid them farewell. Magic's West team dominated, winning 153-113 thanks to his 25 points and 9 assists. He got to cap off his spectacular outing by guarding some old rivals like MJ, and with 15 seconds left, he even made a 3-pointer over Isaiah Thomas. Orlando's fans went wild thanks to his performance. All in all, it was just a great moment that the players and fans in attendance, as well as those watching at home, will never forget. Well, folks, there you have it. The most unforgettable All-Star weekends. See you in the next one.